Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a iMovie beginner's guide. So I'm going to be going through iMovie and all of its features and what you can do on iMovie. And they did recently bring out an update which had just made iMovie so much better. Now I did do this video last year, but since there are so many new features, I decided to just remake this video for you guys because I know you guys really love this type of video, just explaining what each editing app can do and how to use each editing app. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see, I have iMovie here and we're just gonna go in and start a project. So this is what iMovie looks like, and then on this plus button we're gonna click and we're gonna click on movie, and then it's gonna take us to a camera roll where we select which things we want to import, which videos and things like that. Okay, so here you can see I have some videos that I can choose to import. I'm just gonna choose this kind of intro that I have here. I've selected 3 clips. They're basically all 3 the same clip, but anyway, I just wanted a lengthy video. So this is what it looks like. So I have multiple clips in here, and if I wanted to add another clip in here, I can just click on this plus button, and then I can go to video or photo and just import to that. But okay, so once we have a clip in, I'm going to show you guys what you can do to edit each clip. But first, I want to show you guys what's going on here. So this is your timeline. So that's where your video is going to be and your project. Then you have this button here. If you click on it, it's going to go to the previous starting point of a clip. So if I go to this clip, I'm just going to click that. It goes to the start point of this clip. This is the play and pause, undo, some settings that you can toggle. So they have themes and filters that you can put over a video. You can add theme music or not. You can add fade from black or fade out to black, and you can have speed changes pitch. So that is if you speed up a video or slow it down, it will change the way your voice sounds. So you can have that on and off as well. Then here at the right, you have this question mark at the top, which just basically just shows you exactly what I just did. So back to projects, add media, undo, tap to select clipped, change themes and more. And then here is a learn more option as well that takes you to the web. Now let's tap on a video, and then you see we have this thing come up at the bottom. So you have other things you can do within each clip. Okay, so here is my clip. If I move it a bit, like say here to the middle of the clip, you'll see I can now split the video so that it just cuts those two in different parts. And this is especially helpful if you want to clip out or split out a certain part of the video. So if I want to go like that, I can split again, and then I can click down here and click on delete, which, yeah, that's basically how to split videos and delete videos, which is probably the most basic things for editing. Another thing you can do is detach, which that is detaching the audio. So this is your audio of that clip now, which you have just detached from the clip. So this is basically mute, and then this is the sound. You can also then select that sound and split it, delete it, and click on background. So then it's the background music, and it's not just like a soundtrack. So yeah, that's something you can also do. And you can also duplicate a clip. So what that means is you're just making 2 of the same clip. So you can also do that if you want to. Now let's move on to the next area, which is this icon here. And then you can speed your video up or slow it down. And then you can add a freeze frame. So that point will just be frozen in time. You can also then just reset that. And then next up we have volume controls. So you can just basically make your video louder, or you can just tap on that speaker just to mute it entirely, or just to put it back to its original volume. Then what you can also do is you can add text. So the text option is very limited on iMovie, which I don't know why, but has always been that way. So they have different styles, but not a lot to choose from. So if I add just the standard text, you can see I have the text here on my video, and then I can just tap on the screen, and then I can type in whatever I want to be there on that text area. Or I can also go and click on the video, and then I can select center or lower. Lower is basically just putting it at the bottom left of the screen, so that's for like left thirds, I think that's what they call it. If the text that you've selected has a sound, you can do that, but select that by turning on or off the sound, and then you can also pin your location here, which is really nice. And then you can also have settings here that you can also toggle. If you have a theme on your video and you select that theme's text option, so this theme is called simple and this is its text option, you have one that's opening, so this is what it looks like. It just comes in. You have middle, so it's just standing there, and you have closing, so it's at the end. It's more visible with other themes, so I'm going to go into themes and I'm going to select neon. And then when I go for text, so you have opening, which looks like this. You have middle, which looks like this. And you have closing, which looks like this. So yeah, that's when you have themes and play around with themes and the text of that theme. This was probably my favorite back when I used iMovie. Okay, all for text. And then here lastly we have the just filters that you can put over your video. If you have your video selected, you also see here at the top right, you can select to pinch to zoom, so you can zoom in your video and have it like that, or you can zoom out of your video and then just set it like that. Another thing you can do is add transition, so this thing's at the middle, and then you have different types of transitions, so you can have none, you can have a theme, so that each theme has its own kind of transition, as you can see. Then you have dissolve, slide, wipe, and fade. And each one, some of these like slide has different styles, so you can swipe to the right. When you click on that again, slide to the left, slide up and slide down. You just basically tap it to have the correct one. And you can also select the duration of each transition. So I like to have my transition short, but you can have your own amount of time. So yeah, that is all for transitions. They don't have that much, but they have a few. Now I'm going to show you guys when you import a photo into your project, what you can have there. So I'm going to go here to the plus button and just import a photo. So I've imported this photo here, and it's just from a different video that I did. I'll have it linked in the cards up top if you want to check it out. But I have this photo here, and what I can do is I can tap on the photo, and then you can see I have some other options here. So these are all the options that I have. So I've pinched to start position, so I can just select where I want my photo to start. And if I click here and pinch to end position, I zoom in, then it means this is what the photo is gonna look like. It's basically gonna zoom in until that end point for the entirety of the video. But if you don't want to do that, you can click on Ken Burns enabled, and once you click that, it will be disabled, and you can just pinch it to where you want it to be, and then it will stand still, it won't move. And for editing, you just have duplicate, delete, add text, and filters. That's all you have for photos. Not too many editing options there. If you're new to iMovie, you probably wouldn't know this, but previously you couldn't add photos over videos. You could just add videos over videos, which really sucked. But with the new update they have, you can now add a photo over your video. So here you can see I have my photos. And if I want to add this photo over my video, I can then just click on it, and I can click on these three dots, and I can either have it cut away, which means that it is just over my video entirely. I can also have it picture in picture, which means that it is its own photo. So here you can see it's just over my video. And then I have these editing options. So this is to add a background or not to my photo. This is to move it around a bit and maybe just make it bigger. And then you have this here at the top, which just means I can zoom in and out of the photo. And once I've done that, I can just take that away. So yeah, it won't have a background or anything, and then it just looks like that. So that's what picture in picture is. So now that I have this photo in my timeline over my video, what I can now do is I can go down here. Once I've selected that, I can go down here, and then I have different ways to change picture in picture to cutaway that we just saw, then split screen, just basically puts that on half the screen. Then green/blue screen makes it a green/blue screen. I'll go through that later. I'm just not gonna explain that now, but yeah, you can change the way the picture is through going on that here and then just tapping on it and selecting which one you want. Now adding a video over your photo is basically the same thing. So you also just click on this plus button here, Then you go to video and then select the video you want to import. So I'm going to be selecting a random screen recording. So here you can see I've just selected the screen recording. I'm going to click on those three dots and then I can select which one I want. So I'm going to go picture in picture. And once I've done that, it says an overlay already exists at the playhead. If you have that, the reason is your playhead is this thing here, this long white line. Now there's already an overlay here, this photo that I added, and you can only have one overlay over your video. So then you just move your timeline to where you want it to be and then just try that again, because I know someone asked me that and I don't know how to explain it just by typing. So I hope that helped. But anyways, I'm going to try that again, then three dots and then picture in picture. Then it goes in and then you can see my screen recording here. This is something a lot of people ask me is how I do this. So that's basically it. And then I can select that and then have some other editing options. So I can then also split and delete and things like that, like any other video, and speed it up and select the volume, whatever. And I can also then just change the way it is, so from picture in picture to split screen or blue screen, and then I can also add filters. But the top things that I use for editing things over photos is these things up here. So it's basically the same with as the photo here. Basically you just tap on it and then you can select, so basically like having a background or not. This just puts a border around the screen recording. If I tap this thing here, then the second one just makes me move it around, and then the top one, I can zoom out. So as you can see, the screen recording is cropped, so I can just zoom out and then I can just have it like that. So then I can just move this around and put it somewhere, or just make it bigger and then put it somewhere and then play my screen recording. So yeah, that's how you edit a video, like add a video over your already imported video. So yeah, I hope that helped. Now I'm gonna add a green screen. So I don't know if you guys know what that is. So I'm gonna go on this plus button here again, and then I'm gonna show you guys what a green screen is. So as you can see, I have this green screen here. I'm gonna play it for you guys so you can see. It's basically different subscribe buttons, but it has a green background. Now once I've selected one, so I'm just gonna move this thing around to split like where I want it to be. So I'm gonna, for instance, take this subscribe button. So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna pull this yellow one until the end of that green screen, like so. And then I'm gonna click on these three dots here, and I'm gonna click on green/blue screen. I think I'm gonna put it over there. And then once I've done that, this is what it looks like. So you guys can see it plays that video, but it removes the green background, so it's just the subscribe button. But as you can see, compared to the original video, it has this kind of faded blue background. Now what you do to remove that, you click on the video, and then either you can tap on this, which crops the green screen, as you can see. But I wouldn't recommend doing that with all green screens because sometimes it takes away the effect. And what you can also do is at the top here, you see I have this thing here, and then it selects the strength of how much green it takes out. So if I remove this, as you can see, it's not as blue as it was before. So you can play around with this until you have your desired look and no background anymore. So here you can still see the background, but if it's full strength, you can't see it anymore. So that is basically how you get rid of all the green, and then reset over here is just to make it green again. But then you can also click on auto again, and then it will take away all the green. So that is what a green screen is. I love using this in my videos, especially for subscribe buttons and things like that are animated. Green screens are really fun to use, especially if you have some cool ones. So that is how to use a green screen in iMovie. Some other options you have here when you click on this plus button. So you have this whole menu here. So you have moments, video, photos, and albums. That's just for importing videos and photos. Then we have audio over here. Before I get to that, I'm gonna go through these. We have camera, so if you want to take a photo of something and then import it into your project, you can do that. Voiceover is just to add a voiceover to your video, so then it starts recording the voiceover. And once you're done with it, you can click on stop here. If you click on cancel, it would delete the entire recording. If you click on retake, it will just start to retake your voiceover again. So you just do it all over. And then review is just playing it back to you so you can hear if it's right or not, and accept just keeps it in your timeline. So that's a voiceover and how to do that. And then we have iCloud Drive, so that's importing things that you maybe have on iCloud Drive into your project. And then lastly, like I said, audio. In audio, we have soundtracks, My Music, and sound effects. My Music is like things you've bought on iTunes, then it will be here. Sound effects is something that they give in iMovie so you can use. So they have like a clock ticking. They have a doorbell, electricity, footsteps, things like that you can add in your videos to make it sound maybe cooler. And then soundtracks is background music for your videos. So here you can see they have so many soundtracks to choose from. You really aren't limited at all. You can download some. If you don't want to download all of them, that's fine. So you can have this here, which is really nice. So they have a lot more than they used to have. So yeah, that's everything in here. And I believe that's everything I can show you guys. There isn't really much else that I can show you. It's actually pretty straightforward. It's one of my favorite editors. Just the layout of it all is really great and clean and easy to manage, especially if you're a beginner. And with the new update that iMovie did release, it's just so much better also because you can now add photos over your videos and edit them a bit more. So I really love iMovie, and I think it's very worth it for anyone who is wanting to edit, especially since it is free also. But okay guys, so that's all I have for you guys. I hope this helped you. If it did, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really does help. And comment down below letting me know if you have any questions or anything that I maybe missed. Definitely leave a comment down below so I can reply to you. Definitely subscribe by clicking on the icon on the screen. Click on the playlist to see all of my other YouTube tips and tricks videos, so other tutorials like this. And click on the video to my previously uploaded video. Love you guys so much. Be weird and be proud of it. Bye.